I'll just start from the beginning. Okay, so I have a manual that I've created for a class, and this is the class. The name. What I would recommend is if you're gonna follow along and participate, even just through watching, I recommend that you click the link down below. That where you can download this manual. It's called Creation 101. Download the document, and I'd recommend printing it out. It's written, or it's created in a way that you should be able to do double-sided pages. This class is designed to function in a live setting. So in terms of what you gain from this vlog, if you get something from this vlog, what I would recommend is, granted, help yourself watch all the videos, but don't, if things are not quite working and like they're not connecting in some way, or you feel like there's some like missing pieces that aren't connecting, one, ask a question down below in the video, in the comments. Two, that's why you have the print. You can review it yourself and kind of take it at your own pace. Or three, hit me up, like message me and say, hey, I have a little bit of interest in the live class, but I need to have a certain number present before I can actually take the time to do it, just because it's a commitment and people need to be consistently coming and all that. So you are I'm happy to facilitate that class, and if you live close enough, you want to participate, you can. Or there's a possibility that we could have you stream, video stream, so that you can participate via the internet. So if that's something that interests you, hit us up, or hit me up, and we can see what we can work out. The idea is to do this in a group setting, a living group setting, or an interactive group setting. And in the first few pages of the manual, it addresses that and mentions, okay, we call them creativity collaborations. I know it's a generic term, but it's essentially a group where we can get together and talk about the ideas rather than just like having a teacher and students. It's more of like I'll facilitate the conversation and answer questions if no one else can answer them. But the idea is to have us talk about these ideas and see how they apply to us each individually in personal and unique ways. So without further ado, let's get started. It's called, the manual is called Creation 101, How to Recognize, Cultivate, and Harness Your Full Creative Capacity. And side note, this manual was written by me exclusively, nobody else. It says the contents of this manual are the sole property and responsibility of Third of Aid LLC. As such, no other organization bears responsibility for the conclusions made herein. So essentially, even though I draw from my own background, which is in a Latter-day Saint or Mormon frame of reference, the Mormon Church is not responsible for the things that I say. They have very specific rules, and this manual, this approach, is not within the purview of their expressed explicit responsibilities. So don't blame them if there's something that I say that is controversial. But it doesn't mean that it's not true. There's a table of contents in the beginning. That's the next thing. And then, as I said earlier, there's it's the preface, where it talks about the nature of the meetings and who is invited, and like kind of suggestions as to how those meetings can be run in order to facilitate the objective of the class. What I'll do is just read through exactly as is written, and then I'll summarize or like restate if I feel necessary. If there's something I say that you have a question about, again, like mention, like make a comment, message me. I'm happy to answer additional questions. Also, each principle or point or idea that I express isn't just an isolated idea, but it will be expanded on as it goes forward. So there may be things that you may want to know, but if you're patient, perhaps those answers will be. And I'll mention they'll be answered later on, but I'll tell you that in my response.